Hi guys. First off, I want to say I hope you're all keeping well and safe. Hopefully things are getting back to a bit of normality now. The vaccines are being rolled out and the cases are coming down in Ireland. So please God, we'll all be out in a beer garden now again in a few months. Um, this video, I suppose it's my first time sitting down, and I'm always fucking sitting down. It's my first time sitting down recording about the day of my accident, so it's not tough for me to do, but I think it's good to let a lot of people know, because a lot of my followers, they just know I'm in a wheelchair, that I had an accident. But I put a thing on my story there 2 weeks ago saying there was a poll if people wanted to hear what happened the day of my accident and how it unfolded, and if they wanted to hear what injuries I sustained, a video on that. So there was only 2,000 more votes for the day of my accident. So that's what I'm going to do today. It was actually last week. It was 3.5 years to the day since my accident. So moving on 4 years now, like it only feels like it was yesterday. So on the 16th of August 2017, I was at home. I was just home from town. I bought a PlayStation game and I was playing it away at home. And my friends rang me to come up to one of the lads' house, and I said no, because number one, I was too lazy to cycle up, and number two, I was playing my game, but I just told them I couldn't go up. And anyway, the sun was blaring, so they rang again and said, if you want to come up later, come away up. And I said, the weather's nice, I might as well go up. And Michael, if you're watching it now, the day of my accident, I said I cycled up to your house. One of the only reasons I came up as well was because my dad dropped me up, and he dropped me at the end of your driveway, because I wasn't going to let you see that I got dropped up with my bike, or I'd still be getting shit off you to this day. So yeah, I didn't cycle up that day, even though if you think I did. We were playing soccer, and a few lads were up there. We were playing soccer and arsing around as teenagers did. And then we just kind of came to terms. We said, look, we'd hop on our bikes and go for a cycle, It was something that we done every other day in the summer. Every day we went out cycling, I'd say. Not one day failed that we didn't go out. We went down to Muckross National Park in Killarney. I'm sure a lot of people, if they've been in Killarney, they've been there. It's a beautiful spotlight, unbelievable. Even the fact that I'm looking out the window now, and I'm only 5 minute drive from it. But living in Killarney is just, I think there's nowhere in the world like it. Just a national park, and the scenes and stuff. Like, I even know a few Americans that I've got to know, and I have family over there, and they've said Killarney's one of the nicest spots they've ever been to. So yeah, we went off to Muckross, and we came to a hill. It was like a grass pat. It was like a path that you could walk down, and it was cut and everything that you could walk and cycle down. It was on kind of a hill, and I was looking out at the lake, and we went down this hill every day. But little did I know that going down the hill on that day that I wouldn't be getting up, unfortunately. The front wheel of my bike hit a log there after cutting a tree or something, and there was a log lying there, and the grass had overgrown, so I didn't see it. And I can still picture it to this day. I can picture the lake in front of me and a nice view, and it's still so clear in my head. And my front wheel of my bike hit the log, and I went flying nearly about 8.5 feet over the handlebars. That's where I landed. And I landed on, oh yeah, by the way, if you think that this yoke hanging down, it's a microphone. I recorded this video yesterday, and I had to re-record it because I needed the microphone because you couldn't hear a thing. But yeah, I landed 8 feet over the handlebars, and I knew that second that something was wrong, you know. My head, I landed on, say what's the best way to put it, if you do a somersault, you land on like the tops of your shoulders and the back of your neck. No, I knew straight away. Number one, my body went lifeless from my neck down at that time. I couldn't move my head. I was literally looking up. And all I could do was like move my eyes. And like my body just went lifeless. I didn't know my hands, legs, anything was there. It only felt like my head was there. And the big thing that I knew something was serious was I heard a big crack, which was obviously the 4 vertebrae in my neck breaking, and they severed my spinal cord as well, so that cut off the messages and the nerves weren't working properly at that time and everything. And I looked to my friend Michael, I said, look Michael, I'm paralysed. And he said, shut up Ian, don't say that you're not. Like, cause we fell off our bikes every day, you know, we just got back up. But then after a while, they kind of said, fuck, there is something wrong with Ian here. And I said, ring the ambulance quick. Because my breathing was getting lighter at this stage. I wasn't breathing as well. Because I broke C3, 4, 5 and I fractured my C6 vertebrae. And they said if I had broke my C2 above the one that I did break, totally could have been a totally different story. And I'm sure you all know what that means when I say a totally different story. It's crazy looking at it that way, but you know, it's the reality. Yeah, you know, it's a hard one, you know, yeah, but you know what, it's life. It's the cards I got dealt, and I've got more opportunities, I've achieved more since I had my accident than I would have achieved in my whole life before. And I say that to myself every day. It was a blessing in disguise in one way, although I'd obviously like to be on my legs again running around, but it's true like that in adversity there is opportunity. Like the opportunities I've got since my accident are unbelievable. The opportunities I've got, the celebrities I've met, you know, keeping in contact with this flecker above my head here. You know, looking up to him for so long, and now being able to text him on Instagram, or if I ever need anything, or you know, he's just there. Even just seeing him posting stuff on Instagram motivates me. You know, obviously his loss now against Dustin Poirier the last time, you know, he's just to see that he wanted the rematch straight away. It's just his mentality of winning. And I think mine is the same like that. When I was lying on the ground and I fell, the first thing that came into my head was, I'm going to win a Paralympic medal. And like, in the midst of all the craziness that was going on, that came into my head, you know? And I don't know, it's just my mindset looking, I want to be achieving all the time, you know? But yeah, the ambulance came and they knelt down beside me in their bright yellow jackets, and they just went through the procedure of stabilising my neck in a neck brace, putting me on a spinal board, and they were touching my body and they were like, can you feel this? And I'd say no. Can you feel this? No. Can you feel this? No. Like, I couldn't feel a thing at that stage. And they had to cut off my top and trousers, and Neely and Simon were the paramedics that day, and they saved my life. They're the reason I'm sitting in this chair talking to you now, and I'm forever grateful for them. The one thing that I wasn't happy about was they had to cut my new Calvin Klein boxers. I'm telling you, my birthday was 2 days before. I thought I was some sort of celebrity walking around in a pair of Calvin Klein boxers. The day of my accident, I was wearing a colour pink pair like this jumper, and they had to cut them, and I was mad for about a year over it. I said, lying in ICU, ventilator hooked up, everything. I goes, Mom, you better get me new Calvin Klein boxers. But yeah, when I knew something was definitely wrong was when I seen the two paramedics, one on either side of me, and one of them looked to the other one. They just kind of went like, they shook their head at each other, and I knew I knew it was serious. I knew that they were telling each other without speaking that nod. I knew it was like saying, yeah, it's it's a bad spinal cord injury. It's a serious injury, life threatening at the time. I was on life support for 2 months. It's it's crazy to see like my progression from that day. Lost nearly 3 stone, and I've put on the weight again, thank God, and I'm back as healthy as ever now. Doing physio, getting stronger, um, using my platform on social media, especially Instagram, sharing my story with you. And I wouldn't be where I am today either if it wasn't for you, the people watching this video right now. You're the reason that I'm on social media sharing my story. Because when I get messages off people all over the world saying, well done, you're doing unreal, that's what motivates me. It lights a fire in my belly, saying like, there's so many people behind me and I'm not going to let them down. They think I'm doing well now, so I'm not going to leave them down. I'm going to keep going. Yeah, it was after Tralee General Hospital then when the ambulance drivers, when they put me in the ambulance and stuff. And I still remember I was lying in the ambulance and my body was in complete shock, like, so I didn't know what was happening. Well, I knew that I'd fallen, I stayed conscious for the whole thing. But when I say I didn't know what was happening, I didn't know what a spinal cord injury was or anything. And when I went into the trauma, where the ambulances go in the hospitals, there was a bed, and I think there was nearly 9 doctors just surrounding the bed. And when I seen all them waiting for me, I said, oh fuck, they're waiting for me. That's not a good sign, that they had to attend to me straight away. But like the care I've received in hospitals throughout the last 3.5 years, it's second to one. Like, even going through COVID, you see all the people saying respect our frontline heroes. They don't get a quarter of enough recognition as they deserve. Like, they are unbelievable people. Like, since my accident, I've only seen how much respect they should get. Like, it's crazy. I can't say enough goodness about them. But I remember for the first month in hospital, I couldn't drink, and the only way I could have something was if they dipped a sponge into water and put it into my mouth, and I just bit down on it. That was the only bit of fluid that I was actually able to take myself, because when I used to swallow, it used to go down into my lung automatically. So yeah, that was hard as well. I was getting fed through a tube in my nose. It wasn't a good time, we'll just put it that way. So I'm happy I sat down and I done this video and I didn't get upset or anything, because I don't get upset when I'm talking about it. I want to use it to motivate people and tell them when something like this happens that they don't have to get down. So yeah, 10 days in the matter, and they put me into a coma on the Thursday and brought me to Dublin, and on the Sunday I had my operation, and then when I woke up I was in hospital then for a few months and on to the rehab. So yeah, that's my story. So I'm happy I'm able to answer your questions, and stay safe and mind yourselves out there, because we're nearly there. God bless.